The Indian animation industry, earlier synonymous with cartoons, has now come into its own with full-length feature films. Be it Hanuman, Arjun doing brisk business, the genre is increasingly attracting audiences and filmmakers alike. Here's a report.
An industry that not too long ago was considered only synonymous to cartoons or a technical back-end support to studios abroad. But the last few years have spelled a significant boom as the Indian animation industry has carved a niche for itself in the sphere of Indian cinema. This genre was introduced to the Indian audiences with the short educational film Ek Anek Aur Ekta in the 1970s. This was followed by films like Ramayana and Pandavas, released in 92 and the year 2000 respectively. But it was in 2005 that Percept's animation venture Hanuman brought this genre into the limelight, giving mainstream cinema its first Indian animation hit film. Made at a budget of 3 crore rupees, the movie garnered 10 crore rupees at the box office, and hence triggering the animation revolution in the film industry. In the next few years, audiences were treated to a whole range of animated films including Ghatotkach, Bal Ganesh, and the Hanuman sequel Hanuman Returns.
Hanuman went on to become one of the most successful animation ventures till today. Because it was an animation film, it didn't have actors, we had to pad it up and we had to add value to it by designing some beautiful merchandise around that product.
This series of animation movies, however, did not quite send the cash registers ringing, but the novelty did pull people to the theatres. The recently released Arjun the Warrior Prince was made at a budget of 30 crore rupees, one of the most expensive Indian animation films. Though it failed to break even, it was lauded as India's best animation movie ever.
Bollywood animation films have not done too well. They aren't doing too well, except for one or two cases. Most of the films flop at the box office, but I'm convinced that the animation industry has a future. It's just a matter of time. 1 or 2 or 3 films which are really very, very strong content-wise, but made as animation films, if they start clicking, if they click at the box office, then obviously the acceptance of animation films and the receptiveness of the audience would be far more.
Mythology dominated the early days of animation movies, but some tried to dwell on different genres. Yash Raj's Roadside Romeo and Akshay Kumar's Jumbo tried to chart a new course but failed at the box office. Roadside Romeo was made with a 34 crore rupees budget but managed only 11 crores in worldwide sales. Toonpur Ka Superhero, also made with a 30 crore rupee budget, saw a dismal response, breaking in less than 4 crore rupees.
It's all about costing at the end of the day. It's if you take computer graphic animation like what we did in Roadside Romeo, it is an extremely expensive process. It costs lots and lots of money. There is a limited audience because it's a growing audience, it's a new audience. You know, one film has to break through. So it's all about that. Then everyone will be making an animation film.
For years, the biggest studios from Hollywood knocked the doors of the Indian industry. DreamWorks, Walt Disney and Warner Brothers have used the Indian resources to generate content for their films. Movies like Avatar and Harry Potter were driven by big chunks of content from Indian companies.
Outstanding.
Puss in Boots, the first ever full-length feature film created by an Indian animation company, put the Indian animation industry on the global map.
All that I need are the boots. Meow.
The Indian animation industry was pegged at an estimated 1,130 crore rupees in 2011, a substantial growth from the 919 crore rupees in 2009. From growing at 9% in 2009, it has now improved to 12% during 2011. This is expected to pick up to 16% over the next few years.
Growth forecast is going to be, the growth is going to be very, very healthy. Box office continues to grow and audiences become more accepting of various genres of film. I think you'll see significant spending.
Despite a slow and cautious growth curve, the industry promises a bright future in the coming few years. With bigger budgets and newer themes, it seems the industry is waiting for just those few big hits to set the ball rolling. Clearly, picture abhi baki hai.